and just play for these.
In the nether ward. I try and contend with the bit of spam coming out of Armor Engine Q, but there's a stun into one raise. Looking for the short range one, but couldn't get in range. Yuragi with no time walk though, just gonna get chased down and right-clicked for first blood for LGD.
And they leave it for the SF. That's gonna be suffering.
Jin Q fake pumps the stun, a deny on the nether ward in fact at the end there from OG. Yeah, difficult lane bottom and top lane they're being dived as well. Amar is about to drop here. No deny from Tiger. Just a tombstone and a gale from Armate.
Yeah.
Needs some tangos from Jin Q. Curious to see how that all played out. Looks like it started with a Jin Q go with a stun and an attempt on Yuragi. Gotta be wary of that nether ward. It's one of those unexpected tools sometimes. Oh God!
Boy!
Okay. Well,
okay.
yeah.
He's thinking he's got time walk, but the quick raises just blow him up. Triple raise and you're done.
On top lane,
Tombstone, yeah.
Taken down, but Amar dead again. 4-0 start. One kill goes
Tiger's
away.
feasting though.
Tiger, the big punches. 142 bonus damage. Loses the buff though, so why?
Oh, no.
Back in the trees.
Oh, he
He'll
turned!
get the kill. Dies to the tower in the end, so a 2 for... Where's Y wandering now? You've got interesting obs ward placed there. That just gives a little glimpse of vision.
The kill bottom. Yep.
Oh, the raise
Triple
lands.
raise. Yep. Hit the double close range, and then he backed off for the long range, and Yuragi trying to punish. Needs a lucky bash, though, and he's just not getting it. The level 1 bash, only 12%, and he's no spirit breaker.
No, he's definitely not. Well, Amar dead once
It's
more.
going to make a lot more sense. For now, he's just leveling up in power, though, so... but I think, like, Blink, even BKB type build is going to be what makes the most sense this game.
Okay, yeah, well, a DD
Thunder.
root gathered up by Y. Throws the tombstone and the rolling thunder into BZM. Tries to skewer away, but nothing to say. He's got his number and tracks back onto the Magnus.
That's a kill in a mid laner there.
Oh.
And he gets the +1. Great find from
does.
nothing to say from the Magnus. Maybe not recognizing that Pengo was already level 6.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like they've got a great way as OG to relieve this pressure. Amara just dying again top. You got Faith Beyond with his urn, using his charges and the poison attacks to take down Razor for the 4 minutes. But what's the response? Like, there's no, Earth Spirit Tusk kind of hero. There's no real form of team fight or initiation until OG get levels and items.
The response is to hit some creeps. That's empower up your Void, stack some camps, jungle it up, and avoid fighting LGD. You've got, a Venom who's going to have full control of this top lane. He went for 2-2 before deciding to level up Plague Wards. I like it. And also got a value point in Poison Nova. That's how he got that kill. I feel like so many Venoms skip Poison Nova, but great to see him go for that. But here's the move from OG. Oh my god, that Pango.
But Pango with a big swash and a rolling thunder while Arme skewered across into the RP from BZM. Jin Q already dead after dropping low under the tower, and OG enough damage to bring down the Nyx and the Shadow Fiend while not losing anyone yet. Misha heals up, back off his wand, and Y getting chased down with a shockwave and a play forward from Yuragi. They get the kills they need. 10-5 now, and OG a bit of a response, looking for nothing to say. He's got no swatch, no rolling thunder. Shield crash gives him a ton of block on that damage incoming, and Jin Q with the 3-man stun. Holds back OG, but they are not giving up on this. Chasing back into the tree line. Finally, Misha will die, to nothing to say, but a skewer onto Jin Q, opening up a potential kill on the Nyx. BZM wants it desperately, but now Faith Beyond's joined the fray, battling away onto the Magnus, looking for the pick-off, and he'll find it with his dominating streak going. And Jin Q, he lines a stun up onto the Faceless Void. No stuns coming from LGD though, so a time walk back allows the Void.
Kind of early BKB, wanting to play that true late game hard carry. I mean, you've got Pengo Venu, you've got so much ability to pressure these early towers and parts of the map. There's mid lane though, find Misha.
Good catch. Take down the Pugna. Can't really use this as a platform to go do anything else, just to kill for kill's sake. But
lose the Undying. Any bash? Oh, first, and he chronos. Oh, he didn't believe in the bash. Yeah, why tips him? It was literally like 0.1 second on the TP, so he didn't believe in the bash, so he just insta-casted chrono with the right click.
LGD gonna get some recourse though. Nice. But then he got a bit stuck in his bottom lane. Not really where you want your Veno to be. You'd much rather him pressuring the opposing tier 1. But the fact that they get this tower now means there's a lot of space to invade this Ancients area, scout out a stack, and Jin Q He spotted BZM and Misha.
Yeah, and playing against Empower Magnus. He's a hero that wants to farm these stacks. They do see XinQ here. He's on a sentry ward, so they're trying to bait this a bit.
But gets off his carapace though. Skewer back, already spending the RP and the shockwave, and BZM close to death while nothing to say, thinking about the play forward, has another swashbuckle to finish off Misha's Pugna. LGD, bring the numbers, farm you can, get some utilization out of this Hand of Midas and the Empower. Keep scaling.
Yeah, they need RP, Blink Dagger before they can really try and defend objectives, I think, which they're just about to get. They're going to lose ET.
Yeah, XinQ's out of there.
It's hard for OG. They're trying to find pickoffs. Even with these smokes, they don't really want a full 5-on-5 fight. Go back to the Wraith Pack. It just feels so nice because OG's draft is so like 5v5 team fight heavy. It's going to mitigate so much damage. And when you've got this gold lead to go with it, just makes it so...
That occurs when, a team isn't really able to go and push or anything. But this is literally just Shadow Fiend making sure he has a second life if he does get caught out or a sneaky smoke comes out of OG. He just planted himself in his Ancients, farming away up to 9,000 net worth. But the jump in from BZM top, catching out the Veno into the life drain. Nothing to say, it's taken down Amar already though, as Faith Bian falling near that tier 1 top. LGD, you're going to move in quickly though. Time to dive. BZM swashbuckled down. The life drain won't heal him up anywhere near enough, and nothing to say with why. They've got the gap close onto Misha. Pugna's stranded, and XinQ secures it with a stun.
Tiger's still in the neighborhood playing around a vision and ward. He gets stunned up, still has a TP out. And they know there's a ward up here. Yeah, they're going to get the D ward, and they're going to find Tiger. Impale up in a second, so they'll finish off at 4th hero. Not a good fight for OG. It was a fight they chose to take because they knew they were creating a lot of space for the LGD. It's one of these classic games where you get first Aegis as early as possible, and you use it to take these outer 2-2 towers, get outposts, and they're going to maybe get a Mar here as well. Carapace going to find him and gets a 2-man Impale.
That's just beautiful, isn't it? Yep. Really gorgeous from XinQ, and the exact move that you were talking about. They're pushing mid, they're farming it.
Well, they're pinging it out now. Uragi and BZM, who are trying to get some farm here. Faith Beyond just going to push them out of the triangle, but fortunately for OG, they've already farmed it up, so getting what scraps of gold they can get, and they may look to take this team fight. They're grouping up here.
They're kind of ready for this, though. LGD in the vicinity as XinQ. He's not going to get caught out by anything here until the bash is from Uragi, but they've got the mech from the Undying. The Chrono lands in onto the Undying and Shadow Fiend. XinQ finally dies, but Uragi and BZM, they're dropping so quickly. Tiger and Misha trapped in the tree line. Nothing to say. Slices through one. And Tiger with a TP home, successfully escaping. Cool.
Yeah, Nyx did a good job. Popped a Mars smoke and then just backed off, and they knew Nyx was somewhere nearby, but they weren't able to find him once again. It's one of those things where if Nyx pops these smokes and dies, like, that's almost doing your job as well. And speaking of doing his job, he's found the Faceless Void, pre-BKB. Ooh.
He'll go for Misha instead. A freebie there on the Pugna. And nothing to say. Still holding that Observer Ward on the high ground in the top jungle area. And these notice me pings, why bringing attention to areas of the map that he wants his team to be playing into. It looks like
a big kill if they can get it.
He gets off his BKB. Chrono comes along with a static link, and Amar's walked into the Chronosphere here, so maybe with the heals from the Undying to buy time for Arme to escape. Gets him a bit of distance. Requiem, is it in time? No, not quite. In comes nothing to say, but he's bouncing off the cliffs. They'll finish off the Razor, and Uragi, time walking back, tries to TP, but the zombies and XinQ's jump will secure them. 2 kills in the trade for Arme's SF.
Yeah. They make sure they still get the good trade, but losing the Shadow Fiend, not quite according to plan, but they are still biding their time, waiting for this next roast respawn, and they're not done hunting quite yet. Tiger will TP out from the trees unless the bash hits him, but no.
A swinging bot. BZM has used his blink. It's on cooldown for 10 seconds. But Uragi is... Oh, he's under a Radiant Ward. They perfectly see the Faceless Void, the stun, the chain disables. They've caught out the Void, but is there enough damage to finish him before Time Walk? Nothing to say. 3 connections with his Rolling Thunder.
Creepin is going to have a BKB for this next push that is almost surely coming. I feel like if you're LGD, you're just eyeing off that top lane of Rax. They don't have Penko. Penko's gone for the bottom rune. If OG take a fight right now... Oh, the window's closing though, and they're being jumped on.
Yeah, scouted and caught out by XinQ's Nyx. He goes in for a stun and then quickly runs. Trying to keep vision here over Tiger with another Yules, but the catch from BZM Sending Jinkyu back towards tier 3, but they've got the poison over the plague walls and all the damage from the Venom. While Arme's outside of the Chrono. Yuragi tried just to control up, nothing to say. While Amar diving in onto the SF, draining all of his damage. Yuragi back in, but Arme's got this Mask Commander's going. The BKB's up, getting bashed in the meantime. Needs a bit of help from his team, but Yuragi focusing SF. They've lost too much. They can't finish him off. Arme survives, and their cores have all died. GG is called, and game 1, it's over.
Yeah. The carries on the front lines just didn't have the supports. They're going to go for some last piece here, but Pango got the entire back line. His Blink Rolling Thunder in with the roll-up.
They're going to meet LGD here. Jinkyu walks up towards the staircase. The Fortune's End into raises and close in on the Primal Beast. The Onslaught gets the distance. The Sunstrike, though, it'll connect and kill him. BZM with first blood and OG. Good start here to game 2. Yeah, he's kind of keeping Pango away from the creep wave, but forcing him to drag it around while top again. Primal Beast and the Death Prophet uproar to slow them on their retreat, but the raises from Yuragi. Nice dodge on the Sunstrike. Jinkyu, he knew it was coming. The call from the Pango is that
they're looking for 3 level 6 even, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, very nicely done. Why? Close to death, but he had that wand pretty full and a fairy fire. Keep himself alive, even though he is blocked in with the creeps. Come on, nothing to say. Get me out of here, please. An Oracle, TPing in, just going to kill off Y. Y wants to die. It's time.
Oh, Rolling Thunder mid.
And going straight onto this Invoker, looking for 2 kills in quick succession. Even bringing Arme in here, but the Cold Snap and the Ice Wall holding LGD away for now. But in comes the Pango, crashing again onto the Invo. As the Nature's Prophet tossed around, being burst down. The grave comes from Y. The save and the reinitiation from Jinkyu as Arme just TP's home. Tiger, he's got to high ground, but nothing to say. Bridges that gap easily, and we'll find the Oracle here. The Fortune's End just delaying things a little bit longer, though. Oh, Tiger. Can he get out? He's got a fairy fire. I think LGD have to give up on this.
Dodges
the swash, so he gets away from it.
Rotation, and this mid tower's gotten very low as well.
Yeah, Jinkyu may have stepped a little too far forward. Tiger there again, saving himself with the Edict, but Tiny caught out along with the Shadow Fiend. Faith Beyond has herded Yuragi back into LGD, trying to pin down the SF and the Swashbuckle. Nothing to say, shuts him down. The grave would have saved him from the Sunstrike if it had landed. And LGD, they keep...
Things are not online yet for the OG side.
Yeah, nothing
Amar's just dying bottom.
Yo, you're right, yeah. Amar dying to Faith Beyond. I was looking at Yuragi. Yuragi dies to Ancients! Oh, no, gee. They're going to get a catch here with a Sunstrike, but the grave again from Y. I'm just thinking back on this Nature's Prophet position 1. We saw him a bit at Arlington, right? But the first couple of days of groups, he was, I don't know, he was like,
cancel.
I mean, Jinkyu's gonna get turned on. Wrath of Nature's a lot of damage. And a Pulverize, I mean, is LGD coming in to play around him? The Sunstrike misses, so Jinkyu survives. And now the turnaround play with a Poison Touch and the Uproar, slowing down Misha, allowing for the swash to land.
Somehow... Yeah, I think probably just the... I was going to say probably the Prophet, but they...
Being bottom outpost. Jinkyu sees Tiger. Thinking about it. The Onslaught cancelled out. And meanwhile, Faith Beyond runs straight in towards Misha.
BZM's caught as well.
Do they have
detection?
Any detection for him? Doesn't look like it.
Chain stunning him.
Just, yeah, blindly stunning and chain disabling the Invoker while Amar trapped inside the Sprout, silenced up for now. But he is away from there, still holding 17-1 charges, but he's going to have to use them to survive against the Pango and the Wrath of Nature.
I was just about to say, I'm not getting one anytime soon. He's maxed out the toss, but how does he get into to use a toss back? It's
the
something OG. Yeah, they just can't play around it.
Oh, 2 supports scouted out and rolled on. Nothing to say. Comes crashing down on their heads and pulverize the Oracle with a good shield crash over towards Tiny. Misha getting caught up here by Faith Beyond and nothing to say. 2 quick kills for them while they're still pushing out top. It looks like he's TPing in towards mid to catch out Amar. The Turd Hunter dead for 30 seconds.
Because there's so many games going on, but this just feels like classic LGD. They're such a fun team to watch when everything's clicking. The kind of aggressive style that they play, and they're doing a great job punishing OG's more passive farming style.
Yeah, a single hero shows. Tiger going to be the target. Swashbuckled down again by the Pango. But I absolutely agree. I didn't catch any of the games, just, perfect.
Another catch. Amar, he's the one who's farming the dangerous parts of the map and just constantly being found and hunted. Doesn't really want to ravage.
He's tanky and annoying. Cutting through trees and pig-poling away.
Okay.
They've got another onslaught in 3 seconds along with a trample, so he'll ravage now as Misha dies to Faith Beyond, but in comes the onslaught trample, and Jinkyu finds the takedown. It looked like Tiger was considering the false promise on the Tide, but now with the Gleipnir catch from Arme, they'll bring him down as well. 3 quick kills again from LGD.
Teamfight opportunity.
And they come in contact with the DP and blow up Faith Beyond, but look at that trample. The damage of the Tiger clears him up. Oracle's dead. As Uragi with his BKB turns for the Grave onto Jinkyu, allows him to potentially TP home here.
BKB TP and he's out of there. Roshan is alive. I don't know if OG have the ability to take this one. The SF damage is...
Let's see. Shard on the ground. Faith Beyond.
Probably, yeah.
Fear from the Spirit Siphon.
Misha. He's been down.
Yeah. And Gleipnir nets him up. Onslaught to cancel the TP. Kill the Tiny. Members of LGD are stampeding in towards that tier 2 bot area. They've already claimed the tower, so now it's time to claim some kills. Y walking high ground, gets Avatos back into Uragi. Good pick off on the Dazzle, but what can they make off the back of it? Amar and Uragi coming down the staircase. Sun striking forward to try and scout and give vision. Jinkyu, he meets Misha, BKBs and pulverizes, and now they've got the DP ult with a Pango roll. Back in towards the Tiny. Look to blow up Misha here and catch onto Tiger. Both supports the targets here for the Gleipnir of Arme, as they will swiftly move in to kill off the squishies.
Elsewhere,
nothing to say. He's even in the back lines aiming for BZM.
He's zoning out the entire backlines. Didn't have any follow-up damage, so wasn't really close to getting any kills there, but doing a good job of landing his...
Last-ditch glyph keeps the tier 3 alive on 20 health. And Uragi fake pumping the Requiem. Gotta be careful now he's sprouted up, though. Needs to get his BKB off. They've got False Promise behind him to buy... No, they don't. It's on cooldown. They don't have the save available for Uragi, so he's gonna die. Arme just comes in, kills off 2. Dive behind tier 3 is a little bit there, but fall back and focus objectives is the name of the game.
Can always be attacking an SF. You're not really being kited, and LGD, they want to charge in here.
Man, nothing to say. Breaks up the high ground, spots out Misha. Does get the toss back, and a blink ravage from Amar, not connecting on anything. Faith Biana's aggressively blinked in on towards Tiger, getting the fear on the Oracle. Pango trying to slow down Uragi's retreat. Needs the BKB Requiem to fear them up, but he's been caught out, stunned up by the Rolling Thunder, and finished off. GG call.
GG.
A tremendous victory. 2-0, in fact, for LGD over OG. I thought this series would be very close.